all those things, and giving us the backgrounds. Because there are development, there's telltale signs, there's all those. Now, when you have those development telltale signs, there's different things. A lot of killers and things seem to have a background when they're younger. So now
a lot of certain things had to line up in their childhood.
But it's like, but if we learn how to track certain things, we can now make profiles based on those things. Meaning that one thing I want
the FBI tried that.
I understand, but one thing that we need to talk about is justice isn't absolute. No. We can talk about, like, some innocent people get arrested. So the better understanding profiles and how it works is, we need to study liars better too. We need to understand people breaking it. And for me, it's like, I'm saying like, he did the job, he did the thing, unless some evidence comes away. Let's say in the time after that, we give a clemency for, like, post evidence, meaning, like, because evidence things can come, but during that time, they're in a place where they're being processed, the people are extracting. If they're willing and being like, hey, we will extend your time, this amount of time, still in this thing, if you'll work with the psychiatrist, because we're not trying to get you off to be like, this dude's crazy or anything like that. We want to get a profile so we can understand those things. Because let's say something comes in and, you know, the evidence fits, the profile doesn't really fit. Maybe there's a reason looking at it differently. Right? That's the difference maybe between someone framed or not. Right?
Okay, so, because you did ask before you just went on that rant. What my opinion was. So what I feel about how I would treat certain,
dregs, criminals.
Certain dregs, yeah, would be like, it would be like, because, I mean, there's machines modern day that can, like CAT scan machines, other things that can see what parts fire in what people's brains and everything. However, there's a very slip since they started discovering all that shit, and could also even go back and, like, examine, like, former serial killers' brains and see what parts, like, deteriorated much faster than the other parts. Like, parts that they could assume probably deteriorated before they died. That happened, like, the shit that serial killers and, like, rapists and pedophiles, like, that is in their minds, or, like, what parts aren't firing right and what parts are overfiring, like, happens in a lot more people that actually aren't doing any of that shit. I think a huge part of it is the chemical balance or imbalance of a brain. But then the other half is, like, what shit did you go through growing up?
Nature versus nurture.
And I personally think it's a 50-50 split. Yeah. It's half nature, half nurture. Because you can raise a sociopath, but if you raise a sociopath with, like, love and affection and treat them right, they maybe
just become an asshole.
Yeah, they'll just fake, like, being
Dexter without the killing.
Right.
Dexter never killed.
Basically, Dexter, who's like, well, I kind of want to do this, but, like, I know it's wrong because the people who raised me told me it was wrong, and they raised me in a healthy, loving environment. As opposed to someone who's like, I know this is wrong, but I don't care because I went through the worst shit in my own childhood, so humanity isn't important.
So my only question is, and the comment is you get to those statistics, even people that fight against different things that are rehabilitation based. And I'm not even saying
you can rehabilitate.
But here's the thing: I'm saying we can let that go if you want to. I'm saying like at least getting the information, because the statistics people use based on homicide things is like, oh, that came from someone collecting data. So getting the information, even you're using it, there's never any reason not to get the data and to understand, because the more we learn, being like, let's say we started collecting this kind of data in 86, right? What our data looks like now compared to 86 is different. Our data now in 2056 is going to be different, right? And to me, it's never too far to build the bricks. Meaning, if we start those things and understand where it comes from, let's say we get to neurons and being like, there's an electrical misfiring. Let's say someone figures out how to map that, and then indirectly, there's a pill that helps you fire neurons better or certain reconnect neurons, and now you know how to map, because we know how to map genomes. We know how to terraform. The basic things of life we know how to break down. The more information we get, the more we can help people. And for me, it's like, I think that's, as a deterrent, death has to be the option on the table, I believe, firmly. Right?
Yeah, and openly.
And yes. And it's like, and it's funny,
openly
it's like, people, it's like, this is what
I'm one of the few liberals that actually supports the death
that's
penalty.
what I'm saying. Yeah. As a liberal, and people think it's like, I don't clip flowers. I just think people should be taken care of. I'm willing to sacrifice to help other people. That's what makes me, in my sense, liberal. But again, however, I'm always about protecting society.
Yeah, but what would make me a liberal of like supporting the death penalty is that like that shouldn't be decided like, you know, right after they've been proven guilty. I was doing air quotes. Proven guilty in a court of law by their peers. I don't think the sentencing should happen right after the after the guilty.
I thought about this once.
I think the sentencing should happen after like a very extensive psychological profile.
What if? And here's the thing. I think the biggest problem is I don't think that court cases should be in the media. I don't think that they should be. No. I don't know.
They should be closed.
Everyone should know. Here's the thing. I think that there should be a separate judge. You are already found guilty after a certain point. The judge presided over all that part.
And now he gets to choose his sentence.
No. There is a neutral judge because no one gets to share. So the judge does not know anything. He gets the information. He comes
in after?
Yeah, he gets the information.
He only gets the report.
He gets to see it. So he gets the information. So he sees. So if he sees like, it seems to be holding this, I would have made a different ruling. Maybe it judges. So it's almost like a double blind judge. The guy's already guilty. You have to give him a thing. And I will say this. There is, what the dude can do is, the first judge can give him at least life without parole. Meaning, you can, if he says life without parole, the other judge cannot let him off. The other judge can swing the death sentence.
See, I wouldn't even do that. I agree with your pull of different judgment, but
here's why.
The judge proceeding over the jury who decides if you're guilty or not for a crime like murder, a separate judge should come in months later with the information from that case and decide what his sentence is.
That's what I'm saying.
Months later.
Yes,
but not only after he gets the information, but after also like a very extensive 6-month psychological evaluation.
That was a part of my first point.
Yeah.
So, because my reasoning being is...
But I also feel like the only crime out of the three I said that if I ran things... where you would get death... Where you did the death sentence. The only one where it would be an optional death sentence is murder. Because...
But I feel like murder can be defended. Rape... I'd have never heard of a rape defense.
That's my whole point. Is that like pedophilia and rape, like forcing sex on someone who does not want to have sex with you is way worse than murder because they don't remember being murdered.
Yes,
they have to live with that for the rest of their lives.
Jesus Christ, man! I can't even imagine. Here's the thing. I can't. I don't think I can remain.
That's gross.
And I'm gonna say this. I don't think I can remain erect if I thought the girl. I've had sex with girls who I wasn't raping them. They just seemed like they weren't into it. I'm like, I'm good. I'll go beat my dick.
Yeah, like
I don't even want to have sex with you. You don't want it. Like it's only hot because you want it. I was like to guys, women. This is the trick. The most attractive thing to guys, for the most part, is you being attracted to them.
You actually wanting it.
But here's the thing.
Well, normal.
Beyonce is not hotter than Bianca from the block because Beyonce is looking at this broke motherfucker right here. Bianca's like, damn, daddy, you sex. That's how you're hotter. That would be hot. You're hotter. Yeah. I'm sorry. Like physically, you're like, no. I was like, you don't understand. Horny, I could make a girl attractive in my mind, trying to get my dick wet.
Sure. You can imagine that shit.
Here's the thing. But if I know a person really doesn't want it, he's like, it's hard to watch a Beyonce picture and rub one out because Beyonce ain't trying to give me no nookie. Like, and if she did, I would be like, me?
Are you sure?
Lowering your standard? I mean, I'm attractive,
like,
but...
Are you trying to piss off Jay-Z, your husband?
Yeah, I mean, this is stupid. Right? So that's what I'm saying.
Because he cheated on you?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Look, it's almost like, dude, I don't smack off to famous people's pictures. I ain't got a shot. I've looked at J-Lo and been like, that booty, delicious. I ain't touching my dick to it because you got a shot.
My favorite porn to get the job done to is amateur porn.
Yes, that looks like a person that I could see and flirt up, and they're like, "Hey, you cute."
And then the other person who I'm imagining being is like, "Yeah, that definitely looks somewhat like me, close enough to me."
Or no. Here's the thing. One thing I like.
So, and this is also like this is the only part of me that's truly racist. Is like,
oh God. This is awesome. No, this is great.
I can only watch white men having sex with women because I can't.
Oh, that's not racist. I mean? No, because you can't relate.
Exactly. Well, because I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because you can't put you're trying to imagine. That's not.
I'm trying to imagine me in that position and like.
Yeah, when you're like, oh,
like,
shit.
I don't look anything like this. I'm not even close to my dick is not any of this shade of color.
Right.
Like,
that's the same thing as when I like. For me,
however, the women could be. I don't care.
For me, I'm weird.
As long as they're attractive. But
for me, I guess I will say this. It's funny that now that I'm like not very sexually active with people, and when I was in high school, bro, it wasn't even hard. I had absurd videotapes. I'm out there. I'm on some figure. I don't know. I didn't look it up myself. She posted it, but.
Okay, so
but
can I tell you just a quick, funny, unrelated story?
Great.
I hooked up with this black chick, and she liked to watch porn while she was fucking. And it was like a one-nighter thing, and I was like... And so this is also back in, like, 2008, where porn was still mostly on DVD, not in your computer.
That's savage. I remember that time.
I handed her my hidden billfold of, like, porn stuff, and she was flipping through it, and she's just like... You ain't got no black dude porn. I was like, she's like, you ain't got no black porn. I was like, because I'm not.
My man.
I've got plenty of porn with.
You gotta detach. You know what you do? And I realized that when people were like, I had a girl try to trap me. What do guys think about when a guy's killing a girl's pussy? You're looking at the dick? Kind of, yeah. I'll admit that. No, here's what I'm thinking about. I'm more into the girl's unbridled satisfaction. Enjoyment. That's what I'm saying. That's why for me, I'm into the story. For me, like all that, like the story I was in, all that high school sex I had, all that I've done, I've been blessed. I got lucky. So for me, it's like, what's the psychology behind it? Why is this happening? Just porn that start off with just someone being slammed or just getting their dick sucked or whatever it is, jump to them. I'm like, no, that's a skip. Because he's like, oh, when a dude's like, he's spitting game or like some weird scenario, I'm like, to me, that's it. That's what it is. Because I got to the point where it's like, look, sex is cool, man, but it's not. I don't know if it's worth the effort people put into it anymore.
Especially if that's all you're getting out of it.
Yeah, because I don't know. Like, and here's the thing: it's not guaranteed to be mind blowing. If I knew if there was some kind of like signal over a woman's head, maybe it would. But I'm in the place where like I'm down. I would love to. That dude over there is doing the shit. You know when you see two dudes, and I hate this, when they're doing the caveman thing. Oh, man, no, I'm man. You know, like they're kind of bumping into each other because the girl's around and roasting around. And you're like, stop fucking touching me. That girl got you aroused and you're touching me. This is gay. Now, I have nothing wrong with it. No, I have nothing wrong with it. But here's the thing is like, I don't know if you need to work through something. Man, be gay if you want to be gay. I got gay friends. I'm gay. Yep. I don't give a shit about gay.
Don't be fake about it though.
I don't. Yeah. I don't give a shit about any of that. Right? Like, yeah, I'm not interested.
No.
Right? However, it's not a thing. I just feel like with dudes in those tribal things of being like, oh, I'm a man, and you see all those things, it just like. I find that I see women that like people who are really themselves, honestly. When I see dudes, the reason why that old cliche, just be yourself, is like, because the real you is going to pop out at some point. She's going to see you, bro. He's going to see you. They're going to see you.
The real you that you're trying to hook up with is not the same
and that's
as
why
you
the last time,
this
last girl that I fell in love with, this chick, super, she's in a great relationship. All things going. I'm so blessed to have her doing great. We're friends now.
All right.
All those things.
Quick stop. After this story,
we're taking a break.
Let's get her back on track because I feel like we've kind of this whole spot has gone way off the rails. But anyway, finish your story. I'm sorry.
Absolutely, this is what the show is about. But
I just wanted. That's just.
I don't remember what I was saying.
That was just my apology to the viewer. You were with this girl.
Yeah.
It was great.
I don't know the greater point I was making. It was great.
Well, finish this if you can remember the.
No, I can't. It's all right. It was.